So, I got some feedback on my tier list video, my Sonic tier list video, and I decided I'm going to go through it and explain some of my opinions. Now, I still stand by those opinions. I just didn't explain them sufficiently, is what I feel like. So I'm going to do that here. Sonic Colors, I just genuinely don't have fun with. It's not as much fun as I used to have with it. It's um it's not actively boring or anything like that, but I feel like I'm just hunting for the red rings, going through the game stages, like looking around, like at least with Sonic Forces, I have more gameplay styles. I have different wisps that use at different times. I have some like Sonic Colors is just not that much fun for me personally. I know it's a lot of fun for a lot of people, but it just isn't for me. And I really don't know how to explain how I feel beyond that. As for Sonic 4 Episode 1, it's really that simple. I just don't hate it. I don't love it. It's just there. It's not a bad game in my opinion, just a bad Sonic 4, definitely. But, like, really, I don't really see that much wrong with it as compared to the other like games in that style. Like some of the well, not the games in that style. Some of the games in the series that I really just can't get behind, like Sonic 3D Blast or like really, I just really can't have a lot of fun playing Sonic 4 Episode 1. But it's just not as bad as the ones in the bad or the worst tiers, and I'll get to those later. Sonic Forces, I don't know. I genuinely have a lot of fun with it. It's fun messing with the avatar stages, using the different wisp abilities, trying them out one at a time. Seeing Sonic go fast is one thing, and there's a fun bit of challenge in some of the stages, like not a lot, but there's some, and it's fun enough for me to keep playing. And I really do love Sonic Forces. And I think it's a good game. It's just not what people expect it to be, and that's fine. And you're allowed to dislike it, and I really don't care. It's just that I really, people act like it's objectively a bad game, and I have to disagree. It's not that bad. It's just not what some people want, and that's fine. They're allowed to dislike it if it's not what they want. That's totally fine. As for Sonic 1, yeah, it's pretty mediocre, objectively speaking, but it's a lot of fun I have personally with it. And it's honestly my favorite 2D game in the series. I don't know why. I just really like, I just love how it plays. It's like one of the first games in the series that I played, and I I just love it how it's so simple yet charming and honestly a lot of fun to go through. Even the worst stage in the game, Labyrinth Zone, like an objectively bad level, and yet it's fun for me. Now on to Sonic Adventure 2, Sonic 2. Like Sonic 2 is not as objectively the better game than Sonic 1, but like I don't know, I just don't have as much fun with it. I guess it's because of the special stages. And Sonic Adventure 2 on the other hand, yeah, that's a lot of fun. I think the mech stages and the treasure hunting stages are overhated, with the exception of Mad Space and Security Hall. Those can go to hell. But honestly, the rest of the game is a blast for me to play, and I really love it. Anyways, Shadow the Hedgehog, like I know it's a goofy, try hard, edgy game, but it's not a bad game. It's just really inappropriate for the series that it's a part of, and I find that it provides a decent bit of challenge. And I just love the funny charm it has, like playing the game 10 times to get to the different endings. There's all kinds of different things you can do to get to those endings, so there's variety in a sense, and I just love that about it. And the next one is Sonic Heroes. Yeah, it's not fun for me, but in retrospect, maybe I should have placed Sonic Colors above Sonic Heroes. But honestly, I just really don't like Sonic Heroes that much. It's not painful for me to play, so it gets a pass. It gets the okay tier. I guess it's just the team mechanic and the repetitive puzzle mechanics that keep me from enjoying it as much as a lot of other people do. And Sonic Spinball, it's a good game. It has a good first few levels, but the last level is pretty BS with the final boss design, which is why the game didn't go any higher. It's just a good game, but it's not great. Sonic Adventure, okay, maybe if I went back and played Sonic Adventure, I would feel differently about it. But I don't know. I don't feel an urge to go back to it very soon. I'll say that much. And same with Sonic Mania. It's just not that great for me. Last time I played it, and the Plus Encore DLC isn't that fun. It's really confusing for me personally. I like a challenge, but I don't like Sonic Mania Plus level of challenge. It's just really hard to figure out. Call it a skill issue if you will, and maybe it is, but I just don't like it. And I don't think I have to explain why Sonic 3D Blast is bad. I don't think I have to explain that opinion. I don't think anyone objects to that. Sonic 3, Sonic and Knuckles, I don't think I have to explain why I love those games as much as I do. They're just that good. Like, they're like probably objectively better than Sonic 1, but I don't know. I just love Sonic 1 more. It's short, sweet, and to the point. Sonic 3 and 3 and Knuckles just take a really long time to complete in comparison, and they're a lot less simple and lose a lot of that simple charm the first game had. Anyways, on to Sonic Labyrinth. I've played this in Sonic Origins. It's not bad, but it's really slow, it's really tedious, and I really have a hard time getting past some of the levels. So, I like it's not as bad as some people say it is, but it's pretty bad. But I'll give it a pass. And this is just me scrolling through a bunch of games that I haven't played to find the ones that I have. And there's some more of that. There's me putting Sonic Origins. Honestly, if Sonic Origins never got fixed, it would be going in the worst tier, and Sonic Origins Plus would barely go above it. But it's been fixed a lot since. It feel like it's a relatively faithful way to play the first four games in the series, so I put it there. And then Sonic Lost World, yeah, I have fun with it. I have fun with Sonic 06. Yeah, like they're not objectively great games, but I have fun with them. Like Sonic Lost World is has the dumbest story in the series, an even worse story than Sonic 06 in my opinion. Like Tails has no reason to be such a jerk in that game, and yet he is. Sonic 06 falls on its face in a lot of areas. It had the potential to be a masterpiece, one of the best games in the series, and yet it failed so badly. And yet I still love it. It still has a lot of charm to it that, in some of that, like, it succeeds a lot. It has great music. It also fails more than it succeeds. And a lot of those failures are actually just more reasons for me to love it. Some extra challenge for me to get behind, or, some level design that's finicky that might not always work as it's supposed to, that it's just a challenge for me to avoid the glitches or use them to my advantage. Anyway, next up in the tier list, I'm looking to see what's next that I put on here because I don't remember myself. Um, Hold on, I'm still searching. Sonic Speed Simulator. Like, yeah. If you ignore the stuff, the pay to win aspects, it's just not that fun. Like it's kind of fun, but it's not something I go back to regularly. I don't hate it. Sonic Unleashed, I would say that's my favorite Sonic game actually. And Sonic Generations, like maybe if I went back to Sonic Frontiers, Sonic Generations, and Sonic Superstars, I would enjoy them more than just okay. I would actually say I enjoy them more than Sonic Colors and Sonic Heroes. The thing is, I don't feel that obliged to go back to them because they just don't like. I have all these other games that I can play in my Steam library or elsewhere, and like I can play those and have a lot of fun, and I just don't feel bothered to boot into those other games or download them. And, I will go back to them eventually, and they will probably go up in the tier list. But thing is, I don't feel the need to return to them right away. Don't worry, I will, and once I do, I'll give my opinions on them. Then Sonic Genesis. Yeah, I don't need to explain that. The worst port of Sonic 1 that ever exists. Sonic and Knuckles, it's just the worst half of Sonic 3. I it's not bad still, but it's not fun for me anyway. Like it is if you've played the first half of Sonic 3 cuz it's still got that fun hanging over from it, but it kind of depends on Sonic 3 to keep the fun from that going. If you're just playing the second half to begin with, it's not that much fun. I mean, there's some fun, and then I put Sonic Adventure DX, which is just an objectively worse port of Sonic Adventure. I don't think I need to explain that. Anyway, that was the end of my tier list, and I feel pretty confident in placing most of what I put there. Maybe if I moved like Sonic Adventure up, Sonic Frontiers Generation Superstars up. I might move those up if I go back and play them, and maybe I will soon. I don't know when, but maybe soon. But Sonic Adventure DX, that's staying right where it is because it's just a bad port. Anyways, I hope you understand where I'm coming from. So stay safe, stay awesome, and I hope to see you all next time.